The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the host, guests, and callers, and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of AOC Community Media, Cox Cable, LUS Fiber, or any entities they represent. Thanks for listening.
Good evening, people. Welcome to another edition of Real Talk TV. Real Talk TV seen here on AOC Community Media. please consider becoming a member. Please consider becoming a member. It's the end of the year. You want to make some what you call New Year's resolution. Well, your resolution might be, hey, I got to counter what these people are saying on Real Talk TV and the Open Line TV. Sister Khadijah always saying something. Brother Jay always saying something. I need to put on my own show and bring out the information I do my research on. Don't always listen to them. And even so, listening to the corporate media here in South Louisiana can be really an adventure because they don't always tell you the truth. They don't always tell you what's really going on. We know right now this present administration is limiting what people could say by pressure on the big corporations, CBS, the local KLFY TV 10 affiliate, the local KATC, even the NBC affiliate. They are being limited because of the pressure brought on by those in the FCC. Brandon Carr, one of the architects of Project 2025, what we call, from research and factual stuff, points to the same playbook that the Nazis used back in the day in the 30s. It's the same playbook they're using here in America. They're trying to put it as far as control of the media. So please consider becoming part of AOC Community Media. I'm not trying to put them on the spot saying that's the alternative media, but if they give you a shot to put on your program based on research and factual stuff, and still, you might not want to do that. You might want to be an entertainer. You might want to spin some music like Sister Khadijah do sometimes. You might want to dance on TV. You might want to have a religious, gospel perspective. Well, this is the place, AOC Community Media. They need your help. If you have to do some research around the country, from my opinion, not because I have a show and several other projects here on AOC, because from my experience, they're the premier media free speech outlet in the South. State of the art. You could go from Houston to Atlanta, and I've been to those situations. I've made connection with some of the people that produce on those platforms, and AOC is like none other. Now, given the mindset, some of the people who make government out here in Lafayette and the South Louisiana area, might be suspect. But at least the media part of AOC Community Media is the one shining diamond in a sea of real bad stuff that's going on as far as free speech. So I just want to say, and I wasn't paid for this endorsement, and maybe I'm paying by being on AOC. Just put it like that. Me giving kudos to AOC might be my way of paying AOC, okay? By endorsing them. And get your AOC coffee too. Again, people, welcome to Real Talk TV live here on AOC Community Media. You can call in at area code 337-272-8849. Again, that's 337-272-8849. We'll take your calls once we open the lines, but we want to get some stuff out of the way. So much is going on, and I have so many clips to share with you about some things that are going on. You're living in South Louisiana, and and you're being governed by some people who has a non-inclusive government, where you see the hierarchy of Louisiana represents these people of that persuasion on television. It's a non-inclusive government. They are running things. We have what we call representatives in the black community, and they are basically disappeared, or they're not front and center. We don't know what's going on with them. You got the Supreme Court is about to make a decision on the case on voting rights as it affects Louisiana and the rest of the country. And you could see our loving, dear friends who we say Louisiana is a great area. This area, the so-called Acadiana area, is, and I say that, and it's not to put a group of people down or ethnic group or culture group, but yet, how can you go all of these people are probably Catholics. They all go to the church. But you're pushing laws, you're pushing situations to be anti-black. Now, they might not look at it like that, but we're telling you people, that we're telling these people that they are pushing legislation that is anti-black. You got Liz Morrell, who said on a couple of weeks ago and did a post on her page that she supports the president, you call him a president, Trump, in his use of the military against suspected people, and that's suspected people they call drug dealers. They call that extrajudicial killing, when you kill somebody without any trial. And it wasn't a war going on. Liz Morrell knows that. She knows the law. She's from New Orleans, was raised in Lafayette. That's a loving Lafayette citizen. Then you got Nancy Landry, one of the people who's behind the scenes pushing the whole notion of anti-voting rights for people of color in Louisiana. If you look at it in its totality, that's what it is. And then you got this governor right here who want to be a wannabe Trump, almost like Trump on light, being an idiot every time you get in front of the mic. Third-rate cop, St. Martin Parish Sheriff, worked under the racist administration of Charles Fuselier. So you know where he's coming from. Okay, that's a given. Then you got Mr. Kevin Roberts, one of the main architects of Project 2025. You heard me talk about Brendan Carr, who running the FCC. Is it amazing that they would put the architects of Project 2025 head of the FCC that controls all the media? There was a reason for that, okay? And then Kevin Roberts is also the head of the Heritage Foundation. Google the Heritage Foundation, see where they stand. They stand against black folks. And I'm just being truthful. They can welcome to call in. Any one of you calls on AOC, call them up and say, call this show and tell me none of the legislation or none of the Project 2025 and none of the rhetoric of any one of these people does not represent them being anti-black. It's plain and simple, because none of you people on this picture is standing up and saying, Trump, don't do away with the Martin Luther King birthday situation where you could get in free at the national parks. You're not saying that. So if you're not saying that, I assume you're anti-black, because it has nothing to do with white folks being oppressed. It has more to do with black folks being oppressed. So so many things are going on. Let's go to Louisiana. I'm gonna try to pull up this article right here. This article before I go back into the video. Let me put this front and center also. Louisiana abruptly cuts 2 Medicaid contracts, putting care option. And matter of fact, I made a mistake when I read the article to Brother Wallace this morning. I said 48,000. More than 500 people are in limbo because the state abruptly cancels the health plan. And I'm going to try to pull the article up after I run this brief commercials. Not commercial, I'm sorry. Run this brief video clip on something I seen the other day. Let me run this, and I'll try to pull up the article.
No abran puertas, no abran puertas, no abran puertas. No abran puertas, no abran puertas, inmigración aquí está, no abran puertas. No abran puertas, gente, no abran puertas. Ahí está inmigración, no abran puertas. No, it's fine. If it's criminal, I'm not against it. If the table, it's fine. I'm the same too. There's family. It's fine. I wouldn't even say that would be a fine. It's fine. They're doing their job, but hey, remember, it's not. I know I'm on your rights. No abran puertas, inmigración este tipo.
Got it?
He doesn't know what the reason to cut the car. No, I'm not asking you. For the other guy.
Safety.
Safety from what?
Of course, safety. He's got to be protected. It's a lot of people against him.
Oh, I think it's no COVID no more.
Freedom of speech. We protest it.
Oh, okay. We have disease.
Because they doing it the
We
wrong
are
way.
immigrants. We have disease.
I'm not against the criminals. That's fine. He can take the criminals, but they taking.
Yeah, I'm agree with you. I'm agree with
That's
you.
the
If it's a
problem.
criminal, I'm agree with
You
you.
know what? If
But
you know
people who
your
work
rights, I know
in
my
it
rights.
and build in the city and build in the state, that's not right.
That's them right there. They keep taking pictures of me. I thought he famous because y'all want to report me to I don't know where. He keep taking pictures of me every time. That same guy. So if y'all get deported, y'all gotta take me out. I don't know where I'm going, but I gotta come back here. That man keeps taking pictures of me all the time. He has to with me because I'm not gonna stop and I'm not gonna sleep. It's not easy. We rebuild New Orleans. You heard me? We rebuild New Orleans. All right? 95% is Hispanic rebuilding New Orleans. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. See that show? It's not invented.
I don't need
It's not invented. Are you guys?
Well, this place, guys. This place.
I'll take a picture of me, but I can't get a picture of him.
Coming from Long Island.
Nobody else Nobody else
All right, I'm going to cut my live stream here, but I went live because there appeared to be an attempt to get into somebody's house. They were knocking on the door. Didn't sound like they got whatever it was they were looking for.
There you go, people. You had the little Nazi, Greg Bobina, who actually admires Hitler, according to some, and according to some of the pictures of him in a long, let's say, coat resembling one of Hitler's SS coats. So basically, you got ICE acting like the SS, you know. They're not the brown shirts, because remember, they got rid of the brown shirts, the Nazis. You know, there's a playbook out of 2020, Project 2025. They don't just want to go after the migrants. The migrants right now is a smoke screen. The immigrants, they know they need those people, but that's to show a force, to have a police force in power. So when they want to tap down on the Negroes, and why do I say this? If you read Project 2025, it resembles the Nazi playbook. And I got another image I want to show where this stuff is leading. And I'm not just making this stuff up, people. This stuff is in plain view of everybody. This poster right here. Let me see if I could pull it up. This poster right here, remigration. It's been talked about in the Trump administration by Stephen Miller and others. The Trump administration casual use of the term is alarming immigrants, activists, and legal experts. The European far right has reinterpreted remigration in recent years, focusing on its use in immigration policy. The term remigration has a dark past, and that everyone needs to understand. It was created on the European far right as a coded call for ethnic cleansing. You hear that, people? Ethnic cleansing, that's what we're seeing. The forced removal of non-white immigrants and even their children. Representative Mike Levin, a Democrat out of California, wrote on Facebook, so when the Trump administration uses this term, or the words of the same meaning, it signals an ideology that's claimed some do not belong here because of their heritage alone. The term, and I got a footnote, term used during the Nazi Germany reign. Okay, if you don't want to believe it, you don't, okay, let's say you might not believe what I'm saying. Go and do your research and see how this pattern, what they call remigration, is being talked about in the Trump administration right now by those. And everything Trump talks about, he tries to enact. Whether it's legal under the so-called Constitution, but you got the Supreme Court who's giving him everything he's want. He basically could be a robber, he could steal, he could rape, he could do maim, he could do anything. He won't get in any trouble, significant trouble. Let's put it like that. So people, are you going to just sit back and worry about the next dance, the weekend, the next concert, and while we're not even asking our elected representative, people who claim to be black politicians representing your interests? I understand there's a lot of local stuff and personal stuff, and the roads need to be paved and all that, right? But are you confronting these people? Because MAGA right now, which is running the gambit, is only as strong as the people that uphold it at the bottom. If the governor of the state of Louisiana, the attorney general, who's saying it's okay to kill people in the water, who has reign over whether or not the death penalty is going to apply to you for everything, or whether or not the Louisiana State Police going to engage in extrajudicial killing on the side of the road like they did Ronald Green. People like that, because remember, Jeff Landry was the attorney general during Ronald Green's situation, and he passed the baton to his assistant, Liz Morrell, because he didn't want the Negro that they had because, he got himself into some kind of other mess. So you see the pattern here, people. I think we got a caller. Let me get this caller right quick. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Real Talk.
Good morning, Brother Jay. Like always, you're always having good topics, things that the people need to know. Mm-hmm. You're putting up some pictures of all white men, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're also putting up paperwork or statements that are being made where ISIS coming at non-white folks. Mm-hmm. I'm not a white man, so right. I'm in that line of fire right. where they could come at me too. You know what I mean? Right. This is why I put it to where we all should make sure we have real IDs. Mm-hmm. Because our Constitution is under attack. Mm-hmm. Our citizenship is under attack. Our culture is under attack. They want to take Dr. King's birthday out of the equation. Right. They want to take Juneteenth out of the equation. Mm-hmm. All these people, as far as I'm concerned, I don't care how many churches they go to on Sunday, they're going to see the Antichrist. Right. All of these people on screen right now, Brother Wild, I didn't mean to interrupt. All of these people on screen right now who are part of the pushing the anti-voting rights stuff where the Supreme Court go rule on, all these people are from Lafayette. Why? I'm trying to figure out why are our so-called black Acadiana delegation not confronting these people head on? I mean, this is the stuff at the top of the hill, because if this stuff come true, you can say goodbye to your seat, black elected official. You can say goodbye to having any power, any voice in Baton Rouge. Go ahead. Now, go ahead, brother. I'm sorry for interrupting. Well, as far as I'm concerned, they're supposed to have a voice, but I think they get tongue-tied. They something happened to them once they get there. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they take them in the corner and threaten them with the belt. They're gonna whip them, or with the bull whip. Or they y'all if y'all. They can even give them money or the belt. You right, or the backhand. You either take the money or you will get backhand. Yeah. Well, the thing of it is, they don't realize that they came and asked us for our vote, and if they would have town hall meetings and explain to what's going on to them to make them such nanny toms. No, I can't call them Uncle Tom, because
Yeah.
Uncle Tom was braver than they are. I gotta
Yeah.
call him Nanny Tom.
Yeah, that's why
And
they're not on
let
that picture
know.
up there. That's why they're not on that picture, because they're not
You know,
strong enough to say, we part of Louisiana government, but Jeff Landry says it all because he got his right hand man from the third congressional district, the third rate idiot cop named Clay Higgins.
yeah, well, the thing of it is, we could form a unity around these people and let these people know, hey, look, my vote do count, and I want my vote to count. I'm going to stand with it to make sure my vote counts. I'm not going to tell nobody not to vote. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to keep voting, but I want to stand up with the people I voted for.
Right.
If you're going to stand up for yourself and stand up for the people in your district. But if you're not going to stand up like you're supposed to stand up when it's going to come time for your re-election, I know what to do for you.
Right. Right.
I know not to support you because you're not going to be the man that I'm voting for to go in office. You see? But Jay, you and I, they would never elect you and I in the office because we wouldn't be the weakling
Right.
that everybody else is.
Yeah.
All these people that's in office, that are messing up the country, messing up the state, messing up the culture of people. I don't care what race it is, regardless of race, religion, creed, or color. Somewhere in that equation, you're getting messed over.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
Right.
and I understand that. You understand that because we try to get it over to the people. But I am never going to tell nobody not to go and vote because when we don't vote, we allow just what's happening right now. All these white folks to be in office because that's who they're going to put in office. That's who is in office.
Right.
And we in office too.
Right.
But we are not showing up or we not standing up, you understand me, to let the people know that that's not what they're going along with. And when you don't stand up,
I'm asking why, Brother Wilders, and I know you talk to people on the street, and I know I push the issue about race all the time. That's just me. I see that through. I see America for what it is, okay? And it's not, I'm not trying to make them to love me, but people got to remember, even those who say vote or don't vote, even if you look at it this way, step out of both of the things. If you paying tax dollars, if Wallace is being taxed, whether he paying regular income tax or he retired, he paying sales tax, you are giving your sweat and blood to this government, right? You're in this system like it or not. You can't tell me you're not in the system because when you get to that red light, you're going to stop. You're not going to say, I'm not in the system. Damn a red light. You're going to say, I got a driver's license. Guess what? I'm in this system, like it or not. Because if you go and buy that new car, you better have a Louisiana driver's license. And you in that system because you paying insurance. So the bottom line, if you paying taxes, you in the system. And you deserve a voice in what they're doing to you. Now, even if they take the voice and circumvent it by having supermajority, gerrymandering, changing the voting laws, rights laws, what you call rerunning the districts, gerrymandering and all that, you have a right to still fight and say you can't do that to me. Even if I want to go live off into the black lands, making me on my own country down the street and say just black folk, you still paying those taxes. Until you come up with a better solution, you can't tell people what to do.
Yeah, well, if you receive a paycheck, you're paying taxes.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
If you're self-employed, you got to collect taxes in order to pay taxes. Regardless how it goes, you're still going to have to pay these taxes. And Brother Jay, I don't want to put fear in nobody, but seem like the civil rights movement is getting ready to come back again. You know what I mean?
Well,
So
I
they
hope for
want
the better. I hope for the better because people are scared. People
well, you know,
are not
if we
interested.
allow, if we allow them to take our Martin Luther King holiday away from us, if we allow them to take our Juneteenth and any other holiday, that pretty soon they're gonna come after our birthday. We
Right.
won't be able to celebrate our birthday.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what
yeah.
I mean?
All the partying that we do every weekend, going downtown. Some of us want to go downtown and mingle in downtown Lafayette, and we want to go to these festivals. Sooner or later, the experiment under Project 2025 going to limit the movement of people, black people especially, because they know we would be once we get upset, we will be the hardest resistors in this country. They already know that, so that's why they're not really coming at us full force. And for even those who say ignore that, that's not our party, Brother Wallace. That's not. We need to just let that happen with these people. They're taking our jobs and all that other stuff. Because I don't know any black man want to go in the sugarcane fields or in the mill right now. They want some better paying jobs. So those who say that experiment with Project 2025, Trump Gestapo people, that's what that's about. How they could practice control when they go in those neighborhoods. And you won't be able to go to the party, to the Zydeco dance, or to the festival downtown. You won't be able to do that soon.
I'm going to put it to you like this here, Brother Jay. I heard a statement that the North Side community wanted a parade route changed.
Okay.
You know, I live on the North Side. I'm a big part of the North Side. I don't allow nobody to speak for me like I can speak for myself. You know what I mean? So I didn't agree with the parade route changing. They could cut the Mardi Gras parade out altogether. It wouldn't make me no different.
Right.
You know, because when I was little, I had to go to the parade because Mama allowed us to go, and we didn't know no better. But that throw me something, mister, we was begging white people on white clothes to throw us a bead where they was ignoring us. You know, until the black parade came through, that's the only time we really got good beads. They throwing different beads now. They throwing beads to blacks and things right now. You know what I mean? But not like they done in the white section of the parade. Because they got a black section, they got a white section. Just like they got a white parade, they got a black parade.
Right.
And they got an independent parade. You know what I mean? So all of this here, we've been divided, you know, for years and years and years, ever since slavery. We've been divided, you know, and this is what they're trying to do, make America great again. Bring it back into slavery, you know, or bring it back to where we're going to be culture bound. And when they look at us, they could see who we are, just like when we look at them, we could see who they are, you know, and it's going to, 2026 is getting ready to come up, Brother Jay. You know, that mega crap, it ain't nothing good.
Yeah, well,
and if we believe we're gonna be a part of mega, we're gonna be a part of it, but not on the good side, on the bad side. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because we're gonna be here, we're alive and well, but these people need to stop following the Antichrist. You know. So if they know Christ or believe in Christ, they better find out who Jesus really are.
Right.
Because he's so tall, you can't get over him. He's so wide, you can't go around him. And he's planted so deep, you can't go under.
So you're saying,
you know,
Brother Wild, basically stop following that MAGA might be the people that give birth to the Antichrist, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you fall in the mega, you're Antichrist. You know, it's just like a patriot and an American patriot. A patriot was like January the 6th and all the crap that Trump is doing right now. That's a patriot. American patriot believe in the Almighty God.
Right.
You know, and that's the God in you.
Right.
And some of them wearing the devil, some of them wearing Jesus. Thank you, Brother Jay.
Thank you so much, Brother
for
Wallace.
allow me to vent with you this morning.
Yeah, and don't think I'm being sitting here because I'm pretty sure some people in the watch viewing on this audience saying that guy is racist. He's just attacking white folks. Well, no, when you defend yourself from a unwarranted onslaught for 400 plus years, then how can you be the racist when you the one doing the offense? You know, they see this picture up on screen right here, Roger. I'm gonna let you go. History is repeating itself in so many ways. You got people in cages in Louisiana, in the state of Louisiana. Where's our black delegation? We heard Troy Carter and Cleo speak out on it briefly a couple of months ago, but this stuff is ongoing and is getting worse. So people living in dog cages here in the state of Louisiana. So what you think? They're actually getting rid of some of the Angola inmates, have them deporting those who might be of foreign heritage, and they're putting in these migrants in Angola. This is crazy stuff.
Let me give this one to you, Brother Jay. Trump is pardoning all kind of criminals.
Devils, yeah.
You understand me? Yeah, why don't he pardon some of these people that's in prison with nonviolent offense? Why don't he do that? You know, but no, that's too much like right. That's giving what they would call the darkest some rights that they feel that they don't need.
Right.
You know, so we better start putting our thinking cap on. We better start putting some backbone in our spine, you know, because it's not looking good. And when January come around, they're talking about shutting the government down again. Y'all think it was bad? This year, they only opened the government back up because corporations wanted it opened back up so they could make the end of the year money.
Right.
Come January the 1st, they're going to shut it down again, and there ain't no more holidays for corporations.
Yeah.
You know? So
yeah, well, some corporations are fighting back. Costco has a lawsuit about the tariffs. The tariff bullshit. That's nothing but bullshit, pie in the sky stuff. How you gonna say I got a lot of tariff money coming at y'all? Like I told Brother Mike on your show, I'm waiting on my $5,000 Doge check when Elon Musk had it, right? And then I was promised a $2,000 check from the tariffs. So altogether, that's $7,000, Donald Trump. But you out there pardoning drug dealers, like you mentioned earlier on the. So you want everybody to be a special kind of stupid like you, Donald Trump and Clay Higgins. So okay, we understand.
Yeah, like you say, special kind of stupid.
Yes,
and you can't take stupid out of stupid.
They call it MAGA. Yes, yes. All right, my brother. Let me get down to some real important. I'm gonna read this article concerning Medicaid contracts, and I want to thank you so much.
All right, Brother Jay.
All right, brother. All right.
Thank you. All right. Bye-bye.
Yeah, you heard Brother Wallace, Senegal. You could catch him every Friday from 10 to 12 on this very same station, people. AOC Community Media. I'm not gonna say the word because they're gonna say, well, that guy being racist on the cable network that we want to name that people pay for. Matter of fact, I had a subscription to Cox for so many years. But again, people, hypocrites abound in this administration, and I want to get to this very important issue right now. The article in the Louisiana Illuminator. Go and check out the Louisiana Illuminator if you want to get away from the corporate media lies or the corporate media incompetence or impudent being controlled by FCC Chairman Brandon Carr and Donald Trump and Stephen Miller for, and read some real news. Here's this in Louisiana Illuminated. Let me get to it. Louisiana abruptly cuts 2 Medicaid contracts, putting care options for 488,500 people in limbo. That's a lot of people in the state of Louisiana. That's half of the state of Louisiana, almost half. And think about this. You have a lot of medical companies. You have a lot of home health companies. A lot of our sisters work in these home health companies. So if you got these contracts in limbo and you not sure, given the incompetence of the state of Louisiana with Jeff Landry at the helm and Liz Morrell and Nancy Landry being racist also, you got incompetence, stupid stuff, and racism at the same time, right? So do you worry about you going to have that job at your local home health operation, young lady or young man? You worry, how about the nurses who are part of that, who might be working in tandem with a company and getting paid through that, You don't have anybody. Dustin Miller, where you at on this, man? Why you not speaking out? Call the show, call the Open Line Radio Show and explain to us. He's a person in the medical field. Maybe he could explain it. Maybe he have the confidence in Jeff Landry, because we always seen people like him kissing up to Jeff Landry. I'm saying it. True. It's true. So you're not telling the people who are going to be suffering. People already suffering with food pantries and all full. They got what they got today, food for families like they have every year. Basically, probably the only real good thing that the local affiliate does for the community, besides telling the little half truths and give people 5 minute interviews, not really telling the real story, not glossing over the news like CBS and the local affiliates do. Why are you not talking about this? Let me go on to read it. State Health Department plans to remove enrollees in other plans by January 1st. Governor Jeff Landry administration is abruptly ending contracts with 2 of the 6 companies that provide Medicaid insurance in the state of Louisiana, a move that could leave 488,500 residents uncertain of what health care they will have starting January 1st, right? Set Gold, Louisiana Medicaid director, sent short letters last week to the CEOs of Aetna, Better Health of Louisiana, and United Healthcare of Louisiana, announcing their contract extension which with the state has been dropped for 2026. The Illuminator obtained copies of the letters Monday from the Louisiana Department of Health. LDH will begin the transition process of moving your Medicaid members to other contracted Medicaid managed care plans for January 1st effective date. Gold wrote, his name is Gold wrote in letters to the companies dated December 2. The news came as a surprise. Now, that's the thing right there. With Trump in D.C. and him, Jeff Landry, they both act the same. They just lay things up on people. You don't even see the train coming. Again, let me go back to the article. The news came as a surprise to state lawmakers who voted less than 2 weeks ago to extend the state agreement with both companies at the urging of the Landry administration. See, again, we have a Congress that is neutered by Trump, and we got a state legislature that is neutered by Jeff Landry. So how do you have idiots neutering some of the people who claim to be the smartest people on the planet in the Louisiana state legislation and United States Congress? You let these idiots run you guys. The news came, Attorney General Liz Morrell, another sycophant, and other state officials said litigation over the pharmacy benefit manager affiliated with Aetna and United Healthcare were factors in stepping away from agreements with companies. People for the companies did not respond to requests for comment Monday evening. Aetna and United Healthcare provide Medicaid insurance for over 157,800 and 330,700 Louisiana respectively, covering 1/3 of its 1.53 million enrollees. 1,053,000 million enrollees. Aetna's contract for the fiscal years of 2026 and 2027 at a time period which start July 1st and ends July 30th, 2027 is $2.59 billion. The United Healthcare contract for the same time period is $2.6 billion, according to the document posted publicly in November. In an interview Monday night, Louisiana Health Secretary Bruce Greenstein said his department plans to move the enrollees with Aetna's and United Healthcare coverage to the new health plan before the end of the year. He's confident 4 other companies offering Medicaid plans will be able to handle the influx of new patients. Ameri Healthcare, Cartius, 11's Health, Humana, and Louisiana Healthcare Connection are the other private companies who provide Medicaid plans in the state. The health department is going to use the algorithm to, they're going to use the algorithm. If it's coming from Jeff Landry, we know what kind, probably an Elon Musk algorithm. The health department is going to use an algorithm to help pick a plan for each person who needs to switch from Aetna or United Healthcare, according to Greenstein. It will prioritize keeping families together with the same healthcare companies and making sure doctors and other medical professionals a person sees most frequently take their new insurance. This will take place over the next 2 weeks, so it will take place over Christmas, Greenstein said. I feel confident that we will be able to execute on this. Yeah, Louisiana, party night in healthcare. Well, everybody they put in place to run these things, keep us party night. You got to wonder how that happens. If a Medicaid recipient is unhappy with their new health care coverage, they will have 90 days starting January 1st to switch to another plan, Greenstein said. The state's ongoing litigation with Aetna and United Healthcare over their pharmacy benefit manager pushed the state to end their contract with companies, Greenstein said, and Morrell confirmed. In a text message Monday, Morrell said the companies are not complying with the state law, which are until they are ineligible for contract extension. Pharmacy benefit managers are the middlemen who negotiate prescription drug plans with insurers and drug manufacturers. Morrell and Landry have repeatedly criticized these entities, which are often owned by large healthcare corporations, of unfair business practices that undercut the locally owned pharmacy. Yeah, they're about protectionism for themselves, because believe me, Liz Morrell and Jeff Landry is getting some type of situation, quid pro quo. Trust me, it's not by the great love of the people that they're doing this. The Attorney General was in Rome. What's she doing in Rome Monday? Talking to the Pope? The Pope will tell her how racist she is? Preparing for a conference the Vatican on human trafficking, and say she was unavailable for phone interview. In the next text message, they did not identify which laws Aetna and United Healthcare are allegedly breaking. And then go into the article. It's a pretty long article about that. Wow, Liz Morrell is meeting in the Vatican. Maybe the Pope might come out there and bless her. And bless you, my child, for wanting the president to blow up people in the water and engage in some extrajudicial killing. Maybe that's what it is. So check out the article, people, about Louisiana abruptly cuts to 2 Medicaid contracts, putting care options for the 488,500 people in limbo. Wow. Only in the state of Louisiana, people, you have some idiotic stuff going on at the last minute. I want to go to another video. And this video is, let's see, let's go find it. This is Dollar Moore. Dollar Moore has some interesting thing to say about Donald Trump, about Black history, and what he want to do. Check this out.
It's about the intent behind it. It's about the white supremacy agenda behind it. It's about the soft assault on black folks in this country, that you're not important. I think over the years, I've probably shed the segment of my audience that acted like I was an alarmist about racism, about white supremacy, about anti-black propaganda in America. I think they're gone because they were like, this guy talks about race too much. He's too much of a social justice warrior. And I would say to them, they're not here because they left a long time ago, that if you think denigrating or using pejorative terms, if you use social justice warrior as an insult, you can fuck straight off. No need to bleep, producer Chris. No need to bleep that. If you believe social justice is a fool's errand, you can fuck straight off. Now that I've chastised the segment of the audience that is not here to hear me chastise them, let me talk about the latest. Let me talk about this. It is not a coincidence that Donald Trump is trying to erase photos of black military members, that he's attacking the African American History and Culture Museum right here in Washington, D.C., sending back facts that were on loan from individuals, just giving them back to him because, we're not going to show any of this stuff. It's an attack on black excellence. It's an attack on black contributions to our culture, to our science, to our nation, to humanity. And now they're attacking black adjacent holidays, black specific holidays that we celebrate that are federal holidays within the National Park Service. There's certain days where you get to go in for free because it's a federal holiday. 4th of July, all these holidays. MLK Day was one. Juneteenth was another. Both are federal holidays. And now, nope, no longer registered as special enough to rate. This is white supremacy. This is the soft assault on black people in the country. That's what this particular thing is. It's the soft assault. Not the hard assault, like firing military members because they're black. Not that. This is more subtle than that. And these are the things we need to keep our eye on to when we're compiling our list of all the white supremacy agenda items of Donald Trump. Just add this to that list. This is from the San Francisco Gate. National Parks change prioritizes Trump's birthday over days honoring black people. Free entrance days at national parks no longer include MLK Day and Juneteenth. The Donald Trump administration has changed which holidays qualify for free entrance to national parks, removing 2 holidays celebrating black people and adding the president's birthday. Yeah. So the man who promoted the racist conspiracy, the lie that Obama, our first black president, wasn't qualified to be president because he wasn't born here, that he was born in Africa, in Kenya, is now removing Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday as a holiday in federal parks, removing Juneteenth, the day that officially slavery ended in the United States. After Texas, there were some holdouts, some people were owning human beings as property after the fact, and they finally got the message there. That's Juneteenth, the way I understand the holiday. And Donald Trump's going to put his own fucking birthday above those days. Yeah. Martin Luther King Jr. Day is an annual federal holiday that happens to be on the 3rd Monday of January, close to the civil rights leader January 15th birthday. Historically, it's been the first fee-free day of the year for national parks, which waive interest fees several days a year. Now, visitors to the 116 parks that charge entrance fees will no longer get in for free on MLK Day or on Juneteenth, a federal holiday on June 19th that celebrates the end of slavery in the United States. They will, however, allow you free entrance into the park on Trump's June 14th birthday, which was added to the list this year. Parks charge admission fees that range from $3 to $30, according to the National Park Service. Look, this isn't about the injustice of having to pay the $3 to $30 to get into a park. It's not about that. It's about the intent behind it. It's about the white supremacy agenda behind it. It's about the soft assault on black folks in this country, that you're not important, You're not worthy of celebration. You're not worthy of inclusion. That's what this is about. This is pernicious. This is neo-Nazi bullshit. And we all should be outraged at everything big and small when it comes to equality and equity and inclusion in our country. This policy shift is deeply concerning, said Tyree Moore, the executive director of Soul Track Outdoors, a nonprofit that connects urban communities of color to the outdoors. Removing free entry days on MLK Day and Juneteenth sends a troubling message about who our national parks are for. These holidays hold profound cultural and historical significance for Black communities, and eliminating them as access points feels like a direct targeting of the very groups who already face systemic barriers to the outdoors. Look, that is true. This is a direct targeting. Adding Donald Trump's goofy fucking birthday and taking out Martin Luther King Jr. Day and Juneteenth, that's by design, folks. Other free entrance days in 2026 include President's Day, Washington's birthday, Memorial Day, Independence Day weekend, the 110th birthday of the National Park Service, Constitution Day, Theodore Roosevelt's birthday, he's largely credited with the development of the national park system, and Veterans Day. Along with MLK Day and Juneteenth, National Public Lands Day, and the anniversary of the Great American Outdoors Act were also removed. So they are relegating two major federal holidays with a couple of days that are recognized by national parks that no one's ever heard of. The Great American Outdoors Act, National Public Lands Day. Those aren't federal holidays. Those are kitschy little, like hot dog day or cookie day or pumpkin pie day or whatever. And then finally here, the Department of Interior, I always want to give them a chance to respond. The Department of the Interior and the National Park Service, of course, did not respond to questions about why MLK Day is no longer included. Because they're cowards who are led by a coward. Look, you're in service to fascism when you work in this government. Unless you're putting up a fight, unless you're actually giving a statement, we got to be quiet. No. It's going to take so long to roll back the damaging impacts that Donald Trump has brought against our country, this assault on our country. And look, if you're out there and you're white, again, I'm going to hear YouTube videos click off all over the world here. You'll be among the people who stopped listening because they thought I was a conspiracy theorist about white supremacy in this country. If you're out there and you're like, well, this doesn't really impact me because I don't care about MLK Day. I'm not Black. Juneteenth doesn't mean anything to me because my ancestors were never slaves. You need to start thinking about looking at the world through a lens with a little bit of empathy, because it's Black people now, but fascism always needs an enemy. And once they vanquish their enemies, they'll be looking for a new enemy, and you might be on that list. Anyway, what do you think? I appreciate your feedback, and I look forward to it in the comments. You can also call the voicemail line, 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me, daily@dollamore.com. I love and appreciate it.
Yes, I want to get the Dollamore perspective in the sense that maybe hearing it from him as opposed to myself might ring true. I'm not trying to reach people who feel the same way I feel. I'm trying to reach those who don't believe there's something going on, and you could hear it from different perspectives. He has a lot of interesting to say. Check him out, Dollamore, just as like you check out Roland Martin, you check out Brother Dara, or anybody else. You got to get it from every perspective. Even listening to Charlie Kirk, see his perspective. Not because I love him, because I want to see what a person who wants to oppress or white people like us off the face of the planet. Because this is not about free speech and some of these people. It's about pushing a Nazi agenda. Again, at the top of the hour, I did show you the poster about this thing right here. All you got to do is go and research this term. I put it up full screen, called remigration, and start looking into the term, and you'll see what it is, what it really represents. And they're starting to say it in the Trump administration. It represents going back to the Nazi playbook and the Project 2025 playbook of Kevin Roberts. You know, Kevin Roberts, head of the Heritage Foundation, proud raging Cajun from Lafayette. Who would have known? Who would have thunk it? Like they say, who would have thunk it? Somebody from little old Lafayette is at the head of controlling Trump mindset, because he is the tool by the project. You got the oligarchs, the people rich, filthy rich with businesses. You got the technocrats like Elon Musk, Peter Thiel, and then you got the MAGA racist movement, and you got the Project 2025, which encompasses all of that. Eventually, they're going to get rid of the ignorant MAGA types sooner or later. But Project 2025 is at the top of the pinnacle with all of this stuff. And they are putting these playbooks down. You know, there's another article I want to get into about the Supreme Court. Trump has ordered ending birthright citizen to be argued at the Supreme Court. That's another interesting article that we should be paying attention to as black folks here living in America. I'm going to read the article in a minute after I adjust the graphics while I read it. Okay? So, in the Louisiana Illuminator again, Trump ordered ending birthright citizenship to be argued at the U.S. Supreme Court, which they didn't have to take it up. They didn't have to take it up, but you got a racist Supreme Court led by someone who actually has the same race of myself, same blood flowing through his veins, and he hates himself so much. He hates his wide nose, and he looks in the mirror and says, "Man, I hate him. I hate myself." You got to ask. That just, it makes you want to go, maybe that's what it is. People with Clarence Thomas. He just looks in the mirror and hates himself. He could have been looking like Tom Brady, and be on the Supreme Court. But he said, "God damn, I look like some wide-nosed dude." Let me take this caller right quick. I know I was going to elicit some caller. Good morning, caller.
Brother G, good morning, guys.
Good morning. I hope you're not mad because I'm talking about Clarence Thomas. Go ahead, brother.
I'm dead. Them son of a biscuit eaters, man. They're all some son of a biscuit eaters.
Yeah.
So he had a caller earlier. Y'all start talking about taxes.
Yeah.
Because I just paid my damn taxes.
There you go.
And I pay more for parish than I pay for city.
Mm.
And when I go, every year I go pay my taxes, I ask the people that's collecting the money, if I rob y'all, who y'all gonna call the cops, huh? Now y'all robbing me, who do I call?
Right.
You
Right. It's true.
But
I never thought about it that way. I never did.
But another thing about taxes, and I'm not trying to brag, I've been trying to pay for my house. I paid for my house thinking it was for me.
Right.
Guess what? It's not for me. I still got to pay taxes. If something happened to me and my wife, whoever takes over, it's a domino effect. Taxes.
Yes.
It never ends.
Yeah.
And
the question comes into effect. Well, if you're paying taxes, why you got all kind of negative things happening to you if you're supposed to be the person that running the system? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Another thing y'all talked about voting. If you don't vote, just think about we'd have been worse than what we is right now. I'm going back. I'm gonna stick to Louisiana.
Right.
When David Duke and Edward was running. Just think about if David Duke would have been governor. I don't know where we would be right now.
We're pretty close to with the governor, except he's just more of an idiot. Go ahead, brother.
Then they came back with another dummy, Mike Foster.
Yeah,
GED with
yeah,
Cleo Field.
yeah,
He
yeah.
got elected, and the first thing he did that helped get blacks into jobs, affirmative action.
Right.
He killed that.
Yeah.
Then they had another goddamn dummy. We voted for only black governor, Bobby Jindal.
Right. Right.
He gave the state away.
Cash Patel, brother.
You know.
Yes.
So if you don't go vote, that's what shit like that happens.
Yeah.
You know, you got to either vote for the less two of the two evils.
Yeah.
Sometimes it works in our favor. Sometimes it don't.
And people.
But if you go out there, you know, but they just don't. I don't know.
And those who
It
claim they're not part of that system, I heard someone say that. Well, you're in the system. Once you're born in the United States, you're in this system, like it or not, and you have to be involved, or else, you ought to just say, like you say, you don't want to pay taxes. All you do is lay down and let them take the money. Here the money. I'm gonna lay down. That's what you're in the system, like it or not. So you have to get involved.